back in my body, back behind my eyes. I'm back in control, I'm ready to drive. Back behind the wheel, are you ready to ride on into a field off-road, into the night, into the night,
Into the night.
into the night.
American Night Owl is filmed before a live webcast audience. My buttons aren't working right out of the gate. Look at that. I restarted and everything. Ridiculous. Hello, welcome to the show. I'm Nathan Moore, American Night Owl. Here to hang out. F Monk, hey now. My buttons already aren't working. Maybe they'll catch up. You guys are alright. Who needs buttons? I don't really need buttons. You need buttons? Hey, a button worked. Oh, it's happening. It just has to, breathe. I mean, it's not like I'm not asking a lot. I'm asking a lot. I want power. I want infinite power. Come to me. Is that too much to ask? Of course not. I didn't even think the GoPro was on over there. I thought it was. I guess it's been on all night since last night. I'm asking a lot. What if you discovered all your thinking didn't matter? Would that shatter too much, or would that be a relief? What if you did not need to believe? I'd love to hear you then, my friend, the things you'd never say again. The words you're spinning in the wind, they're all tied to soldiers marching. Yeah, what if you decided to reveal all that you're hiding, like Lady Godiva riding naked through the town? What if they beat you down? So you say you love my friend like it won't be said again, as if all the walls weren't creeping in and all the toms weren't peeping. Oh yeah, that gift set the mood right there. That's what we needed. Yep. Feeling it now. Party time. Woo! I should try my new toy. something though. It does something. It's good to see everybody. It relates with it's a magnetic thing with the pickup. It's got to be just right over the pickup, and it vibrates the string between it. There's a sweet spot. What if you decided to reveal all that you're hiding, like Lady Godiva riding naked through the town? What if they beat you down? So you say you love my friend like it won't be said again, as if all the walls weren't creeping in and all the toms weren't peeping. Oh, but what if you discovered all your thinking didn't matter? Would that shatter too much, or would that be a relief? What if you did not need to believe? Oh, I'd love to hear you then, my friend. The things you'd never say again, the words you're spinning in the wind, they're all tied to soldiers marching. That's right. Whoa! It's good to see you all. Good to be with you. Here's an awesome new video from our good friend Darren Ney. He did the animation, the music, everything. It's unbelievable. It's right here. This song's called "Stay Home and Get High." American Night Owl. But first, something completely different. The Louis Shuffle. Crown Shyness. What is that? I saw that, but I what is that? Is that what it's called? Wait, what's... Tell me more, tell me more. I haven't heard the backstory yet. Oh, that. I see. Got you.
You wanna stay
Sure,
home.
translating to which language?
You wanna
Arabic,
get high.
German, Spanish.
You're so scared. What awaits outside? No one can say you didn't do it right. Alright. And now you wanna stay home. Yeah, now you wanna stay home and get high. You got it made. Yeah, you got it alright. You'll find your way through the fog and light. No one can say that you did it wrong. Alright. And now you wanna stay home. And now you wanna stay home and get high. The end is near. I hear the flooding. Losing money while I'm doing time. The guards are charging to keep us guarded and try to tell us that it's still a crime to wanna stay home, to wanna get high, to be so scared of the world outside. And no one can say it'll be alright, alright. And now you wanna stay home. Yeah, now we wanna stay ships early in the morning.
Hippie fiasco.
Are you kidding me? Really? Okay, it's cool. I'll be professional about it. Now we're getting all this attention. I can't break down like I used to. I gotta keep it together. Now that the world is watching, no more tantrums. Oh man. Stay the course. So Ona, you wanna try that? You wanna do the interview now? I got nothing. I'm just hanging out. You know what I found just right before the show, looking through the folders, is that is this recording of Willie T. Taylor that I did in the bathroom on Jam Cruise of his song Buckskin. And then I remembered during the early days of this show, starting back up in quarantine, under lockdown, we put up a few tracks. That's where we got a lot of the stuff for Come Over from the new Holler and Hope record that everyone should be listening to. NathansLand.com, Holler and Hope, new album, hot off the presses. It should be on Spotify any day now. I don't know, CD Baby said 1 to 3 weeks, so here we are. 1 to 3 weeks. I guess we're past the first week. But yeah, that's when we got all those parts for Come Over. And there was a few songs we did that way, and there was one that was that Willie T track that, and I forgot all about it. Jay Cobb and T Tom came back. Oh, okay. That just jogged a memory. I was wondering what this one track was, but Jay laid down all this slide guitar when he was here that I didn't even reference back then. I sort of hid it, just to keep it tucked away as some gold. But we never mixed that song or anything. I got some parts, brought them in, but then we sort of, the show was growing in all kinds of different ways, and there's a lot of left behind little saplings that didn't get the water or sun. We planted them in the shade. But I saw that track and I was like, oh, right. We should mix that song. See if it needs anything. I should probably ask Willie first if he minds. But because I know he did record the record, the song too, for his new record that's gonna be sweet. Well, we could definitely open it. I wish I could just play it for you. I didn't even before I went live, there was something going on in this project that was making it hard to play, and there was all these muted tracks that I didn't even really look into it too deep. I was just looking at it. I was like, oh, right, there's all this stuff. There's all these J guitars that are muted. We didn't get a lot sent in during that, but we did get an organ, and we got everything we need. We got Willie in the bathroom singing the song into my microphone on Jam Cruise, but to a click, you know, and we got Jacob Anderson shredding drunk guitar on it after a gig when they came back to my place when they played Charlottesville. And that we haven't even listened to. I don't think I've really listened to it since the night he did it. We should just cut up. See, there's several of these. Let's unmute one of Jay's guitars. We won't unmute them all. Clarinet track, nah. God, there's even automation on this thing. What's going on? It's a blast from the past. Let's see if it'll even play. Oh, that's automated. Wait, let me get rid of this automation. Look at all this panning.
You are a wild buckskin, just laughing at the rain. You got me on a mountain top with my looking glass in hand, and I'm watching every move you make as you're tearing through the plains. Dare I dream that I'm one with you as I'm holding to the mane, and the devil can't catch up with you, and it's driving him insane. Oh, you are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. Yeah, I hope you never tame. You are a wild buckskin. Ooh, how you run. Your gait is like an ancient god beating on a drum, and it's calling all the warriors, and they're coming one by one. Dare I dream that I'm one with you as we ride off in the sun, and the devil can't catch up with you, and he wants to taste your pain. You are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. Yeah, I hope you never tame.
I love this part by Jay. I remember that now. We gotta milk that. We have to milk that.
And the devil can't catch up with you, and he wants to taste your pain. You are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. Yeah, I hope you never tame.
Yeah.
You are a wild buckskin, just laughing at the rain. You got me on a mountain top with my looking glass in hand, and I'm watching every move you make as you're tearing through the plains. Dare I dream that I'm one with you as I'm holding to your mane, and the devil can't catch up with you, and it's driving him insane. Oh, you are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. Yeah, I hope you never tame.
Sort of want to echo that. Oh yeah, check that out. Yeah. Damn. That's some heat. That's some heat. God, I just want to get in there, but we probably shouldn't. I just love that.
And the devil can't catch up with you, and it's driving him insane. Oh, you are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. Yeah, I hope you never tame. You are a wild buckskin. Ooh, how you run. Your gait is like an ancient god beating on a drum, and it's calling all the warriors, and they're coming one by one. Dare I dream that I'm one with you as we ride off in the sun, and the devil can't catch up with you, and he wants to taste your pain. You are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. Yeah, I hope you never tame. Buckskin, just laughing at the rain. You got me on a mountain top with my looking glass in hand, and I'm watching every move you make as you're tearing through the.
Whoa. Ugh, sounds so cool. Jacob Anderson, folks. Wow. Why is it coming so harsh? What did I do? I cut all those things off. God, this mix was so long ago. I mix so differently now. There's so many little... I'm like, what? Wasn't even using the fade tool back then? What was that? Was this 2009 or something? Ah, I feel so much better.
You are a wild buckskin, just laughing at the rain. You got me on a mountain top with my looking glass in hand, and I'm watching every move you make as you're tearing through the plains. Dare I dream that I'm one with you as I'm holding to the mane, and the devil can't catch you up. You are a wild buckskin. Ooh, how to run.
Damn.
You are a wild buckskin, just laughing at the rain. You got me on a mountain top
Oh, man.
with my looking glass in hand.
Jay is crushing this track. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Dang, I gotta hear that again.
You are a wild buckskin, just laughing at the rain. You got me on a mountain top
What?
with my looking glass in hand.
Are you kidding me?
You are a wild buckskin, just laughing at the rain. You got me on a mountain top with my looking glass in hand, and I'm watching every move you make as you're tearing through the plains. Dare I dream that I'm one with you as I'm holding to the mane, and the devil can't catch up with you, and it's driving him insane. Oh, you are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. Yeah, I hope you never tame.
Dun, 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 dun.
You are a wild buckskin. Ooh, how you run. You I dream that I'm one with you as we ride off in the sun, and the devil can't catch up with you, and he wants to taste your pain. You are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. Yeah, I hope you never tame. You are a wild buckskin, just laughing at the rain. You got me on a mountain top with my looking glass in hand, and I'm watching every move you make as you're tearing through the plains. Dare I dream that I'm one
Bobcat on the organ.
as I'm holding to your mane, and the devil can't get you.
Tasty. You could probably milk that.
Grabbing him.
Let's crank Bobcat for a second and see what happens.
You are a wild buckskin, just laughing at the rain. You got me on a mountain top with my looking glass in hand, and I'm watching every move you make as you're tearing through the plains. Dare I dream that I'm one with you as I'm holding to your mane, and the devil can't catch up with you, and it's driving him insane. Oh, you are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. Yeah, I hope you never tame.
Very cool. Ah, it's so good. All that needs is a little, like,
These pockets of light springing up in different parts of the world, and that these will be, in a way, invisible planets on this planet, and that as we, the world, grow colder, we can take invisible space journeys to these different planets, refuel for what it is we need to do on the planet itself, and come back. And it's their feeling that there have to be centers now where people can come and reconstruct a new future for the world. And when I was talking to Gustav Bjornstrand, he was saying that actually these centers are growing up everywhere now. And that what they're trying to do, which is what Findhorn was trying to do, and in a way, what I was trying to do. I mean, these things can't be given names, but in a way, these are all attempts at creating a new kind of school or a new kind of monastery. And Bjornstrand talks about the concept of reserves, islands of safety, where history can be remembered and the human being can continue to function in order to maintain the species through a dark age.
that's all it needs. That at the end. Man, that sounds cool. God. I forgot how cool that sounded. Been a long time since I'd heard that J part. It's really good. What do y'all think of my zit? I have this huge... Speaking of high school, you want to feel 15 again? Get a zit. Must have slept hard on that spot. For days. Oh, you want the guitar louder? You want to hear that? I'll give you whatever you ask for. I could do that all night.
You are a wild buckskin, just laughing at the rain. You got me on a mountain top with my looking glass in hand, and I'm watching every move you make as you're tearing through the plains. Dare I dream that I'm one with you?
I'll tell you one thing, that guitar part is a wild buckskin. To really crank it, it would have to be EQ'd differently. It's probably a little deeper than I want to go. Just nudge it up a little. Turn it up. What was that from? This was 60s compilation for sale on TV thing. Let's see if my buttons will work again. Man. Having that Logic open definitely crawled me here. Yeah, Freedom Rock. Is that Freedom Rock, man? Freedom Rock. Oh, man. Freedom Rock. Who was on that? Was it all stuff we love? I have a feeling a compilation called Freedom Rock these days would have a different feel to it than... Turn it up, man. Got my buttons back. I feel so lost without my buttons. Won't you, come on, chickadee, sing me that song. Oh, river, 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 roll on. I'm sleeping in the sun on a summertime bank. Had a masterpiece dream, now I'm drawing a blank. Well, maybe that's it. I cupped water and drank to the rolling hills of home. Starry night, bullfrog croaking to its on the light. I wish I may, I think I might, sleeping in the moon on a summertime bank. Stolen skipped 50 times and sank. I'm learning how to whistle, I'm saying my thanks. to the rolling hills of home. Ah. Well, time flies and fireflies when you're having fun. My line is in the water and I'm sleeping in the sun. On the summertime bank, I'm in heaven, I think. Then I whistle as the sun sinks to the rolling hills of home. Fingers are feeling rusty on that song. Not rusty in general, but on that song for sure. I wish I could cut to the gifts easier during acoustic music. I gotta figure out how to do it with my feet. It's not time to make a change. Just relax, take it easy. You're still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to go through. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me, I am old, but I'm happy. I was once like you are now, and I know that it's not easy to become when you found something going on. I don't really know that song. It's just what that chord sounded like to me. I think it's because I've been watching that Ricky Gervais show Extras on Netflix. And they do that, it's really brought Cat Stevens back to my mind because they end every show with tea for the Tillerman, steak for the sun, wine for the woman, made the rains come. That one. Oh, man. I used to love Cat Stevens when I was growing up. He was one of my first big heroes. Holy moly. So good. So fascinating when he then like swore off all that he had done and became a Muslim. It was so interesting. And then he actually agreed with that guy that said Salman Rushdie should be beheaded, and Cat Stevens was like, well, I mean, the peace train guy was like, well, that is the punishment for that. So, it's good to see Cat Stevens back after all that. Now he's back just singing Peace Train again and not talking about beheading anybody. It's nice. It's nice. But hard to keep up with. Nathan, question for you. I can never read the subtitles fast enough in shows. Almost whenever there's text on the screen of a movie, I haven't finished reading it before it goes away. I'm a slow reader, I guess, and I just get caught up on each word. But I don't think there's ever been text on a screen that I haven't had to pause and rewind and be like, well, what did that say? So Monk says, yo, Nathan, question for you. Can you share the backstory for long time to stop a train. That's one of the few songs I've ever written that actually came directly from the headlines. That was a true story. It was the end of March 2019. Right here, it was the train was truly Stanton bound. It was on its way here to Stanton, Virginia, and along the way, killed not one but two separate incidences. That train hit somebody and killed them on the tracks. They weren't even together. They hit somebody and they died and killed them. It was a whole thing. And then the train got up and moving again to continue its trip to Stanton. And, I mean, for 30 years, this engineer never had an incident for 30 years. And in one day, he killed two people with that train. Or the train killed two people. Or two people killed themselves with the train. There's a lot of details that are missing from the story. So I wrote that one pretty much directly from the headlines. And from the articles, there was a lot of, it's steel on steel, steel rails, steel wheels. A lot of that stuff came from just like the descriptions in the newspaper article. It's steel on steel. And just taking that, it takes a long time when a train's going, it takes a long time. It just slides or whatever. So I wrote that song, and it wasn't until probably I don't know. I mean, I guess I knew a little bit in my head, but there was one day when I was like walking Percy and listening to a mix of it or something, or a show where it was, I forget where it was from. But I almost wish we'd put that one on the record. But but then I was listening to it, I was like, whoa, that's a pretty apt, pretty profound metaphor. It's like, it's got some levels you can go with that. Never saw it. Never saw his face. Only I assume, or maybe I read. I can't remember this part if it was direct, but that the person was walking along the train tracks, maybe in headphones or something like that. At least one of them. They didn't like run at the train. They were unaware of it. They didn't for whatever reason. And so they're like honking their horns. It's like if they saw it coming, that would be a whole different thing. That would be like someone actually committing suicide with a train. And I didn't get that sense. So I can only imagine that the engineer never saw the face of the person. Pack up all my cares and woes, here I go singing low. Bye, bye, blackbird, where somebody waits for me. Sugar's sweet and so is he. Bye, bye, blackbird, no one here can love or understand me. Oh, it's hard luck stories they all hand me. Make my bed and light the light, I'll arrive late tonight. Blackbird, bye-bye. Pack up all my cares and woes, here I go singing low. Bye, bye, blackbird, when somebody waits for me. Sugar's sweet and so is she. Bye, bye, blackbird, no one here can love or understand me. Old hard luck stories they all hand me. Make my bed and light the light. I'll arrive late tonight. Blackbird, bye-bye. Blackbird, bye-bye. I hit the brakes, oh, but it takes a long time to stop a train. We were weighted down, and we were standing bound. Takes a long time to stop a train. Oh wait, I sang it wrong. I'm in the wrong key too, so I might be failing this. I hit the brakes, oh, but it takes a long time to stop a train. The heavier the load, the further it goes. Takes a long time to stop a train. We were weighted down, we were standing bound. Takes a long time to stop a train. It's steel on steel, steel rails, steel wheels. Takes a long time to stop a train. Please get out of the way. Please get out of the way. Just at a crow's egg, standing on the track. Takes a long time to stop a train. Never saw his face, only saw his back. Takes a long time to stop a train. It was the end of March 2019. Takes a long time to stop a train. The steel threw sparks, the whistle screamed. Takes a long time to stop a train. Please get out of the way. Please get out of the way. Oh no, it's tangled up. I'm the engineer on the Buckingham line. Takes a long time to stop a train. Went 30 years without crying. Takes a long time to stop a train. And then we're standing near, I swear I ain't lying. Takes a long time to stop a train. I couldn't steer clear of another man dying. Takes a long time to stop a train. Please get out of the way. Please get out of the way. Yeah, thanks for asking about that. Here's a bunch of good friends singing an awesome John Prine song. After this word from our sponsor. Friday night. Lex thinks the theme should be we should get religion Friday night. Stained glass, cathedrals. I was like, I don't know, I want to do cartoon night again because of all the gifts.
Hippie fiasco. Hippie fiasco.
So the most important thing you gotta remember is, okay, so some people were, they were doing some stuff, and then other people were like, hey, don't do that stuff, and then other people were like, hey, yeah, they should do, that stuff. It's good that they're doing that stuff, and then the other people were like, I don't think they should be doing that stuff, and then they're doing so thing.
We were standing by peaceful waters, standing by peaceful waters. Oh,
Many years ago, on the Illinois-Wisconsin border, there was this Indian tribe. Found 2 babies in the woods. White babies. One of them was named Elizabeth. She was the fairer of the 2. While the smaller, more fragile one was named Marie. I haven't never seen white girls before, living on the 2 lakes, known as the Twin Lakes. They named the larger, more beautiful lake, Lake Elizabeth. And thus the smaller lake that was hidden from the highway became known forever as Lake Marie.
we were standing by peaceful waters, standing by peaceful waters.
years later, I find myself talking to this girl who was standing there with her back turned to Lake Marie. The wind was blowing, especially through her hair. There was 4 Italian sausages cooking on the outdoor grill, and they were sizzling. Many years later, we found ourselves in Canada, trying to save our marriage, and perhaps catch a few fish. Whatever came first. That night she fell asleep in my arms, humming the tune to Louie Louie. Oh, baby. We gotta go now.
We were standing by peaceful waters, standing by peaceful waters.
Come on, Chandler.
Well, the dogs were barking as the cars were parking. The loan sharks were sharking. Narcs were narking. Practically everyone was there. The parking lot at the Forest Preserve. The cops had found 2 bodies. Nay, naked bodies. They were horribly disfigured by some kind of sharp object. I saw it on the news, on the 6 o'clock news, in black and white video. You know what blood looks like in a black and white video? Shadows. Shadows! That's exactly what it looks like. And the love that me and her shared between us, man, it was slammed. Slammed up against the banks of old Lake Marie. Marie!
Marie!
We were standing by peaceful waters, standing by peaceful waters. Oh, ah, oh, ah, oh, ah. We're standing by peaceful waters. Standing by peaceful water. Oh, ah, oh, ah, oh. Oh, ah, oh. We're standing by peaceful water. Standing by peaceful water.
Take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River, their paradise day. And I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Keep on this cold train has holiday way.
Hippie fiasco.
American Night Out.
House hum, make it stop. Hot, soft, house hum, make it stop.
Hot sauce tells home. Make it stop. Hot sauce tells home. Make it stop. Hot sauce
Taos hum.
make it stop. Hot sauce tells home.
Make it hot.
Hippie fiasco.
Oh boy, oh
There.
boy, oh boy.
Can you hear me? Sure. Let me cut the. I'm gonna end this other one here. The YouTube. Probably has something to do with the. Let me end all that stuff. He's, when I was like, oh, the disco. Okay, I went and looked at it. All right, let me see here. Let's see. How do I hit? I see you, but just sensitivity indicator output.
Sorry, I was muted.
Ah, rad. That's awesome. so perfect.
Oh God. Okay, so Ona is hopping into disco here because he's been writing an article about the record we made and needs some wants to do a quick interview.
Let's see if I don't know if you got here it or not, but on the video, trying to figure out all this.
You'll see yourself when it's working.
Oh, said in. Let's see, advanced, and this and that. Hover over you. Let's see.
Whoa.
Let's see if that get an invite link.
Are you on your phone or computer?
I'm on my phone right now.
You're already in the disco and you're already connected to the voice channel. So now you just have to click the disco again. So if you can see me, then tap your phone and a little like camera icon will pop up.
Yeah, when I tap you, it says Hippie Fiasco. Get an invite link. Switch channel. Open Discord.
Yeah, well, that's none of the stuff you need.
There you are. I see you now.
The camera will just be like a floating icon over all that, I think.
Let's see here. All right.
I haven't done it on my phone in a while, so I can't completely recall. Here, wait, I can frame this better. There you come. Here, I see you coming. There you are. Just like that, folks. Hey, Ona.
Yeah, no. All right, here. How about that?
Bam. Audio, video, look at that. We're connected.
Killer. Let me know if I need to turn anything down. I've been discoed with you. So yeah, I'd like to say that I was
Ona,
really
everybody.
happy.
Ona, everybody.
Hi everybody.
I
How
could
are you?
type. I could type your name
Thanks
on
for-
the screen. I'm not prepared, but I never am. So
It's a pleasure really to know all you folks through the magic that is the Great American Night Owl. It's been a real experience for me. I'm still really buzzing from the whole mixing of the record. To me, Nathan, what you did is really revolutionary. It's like really another level of magic that I don't think has been done in such a way. And I just wanted to ask you what prompted you to go with that that platform for making your record. I mean that's really it's brilliant, and I never would have thought of it, but to be so open to everybody's ideas and just be able to just filter through it and wow, what happened was amazing. So I just what made you do it?
well, my secret is I'd done it before.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
When did you do it?
Yeah, there's a record called Hippie Fiasco Rides Again that was way more ambitious than this last one was.
Really?
But I warn you, the whole Hippie Fiasco Rides Again story is too long to tell, really. But it was probably almost like 10 years ago now. But yeah, there's a record out there called Hippie Fiasco Rides Again, and it was made live on a webcast.
That's really like you were so far ahead of your time.
I did. In that regard. Here's a short part of the original Hippie Fiasco Rides Again story. I did a tour of America that was 4 months long, that webcasted 24 hours a day the whole 4 months, and we only played where we were invited by people that watched the show. So we put in 10,000 miles webcasting 24 hours a day for 4 months, from San Francisco to High Sierra Music Festival via Austin, New York City, New Orleans, the whole country. We did the whole country.
Okay. I found this on the web for High Sierra Music Festival via Austin, New York City, New Orleans. Check it out.
Series.
We're still selling tickets from last year.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Well, you should.
The aim is to use the highest technology to establish beyond doubt that craft from other times or worlds are visiting the Earth.
We got this.
You got this, man. No, so really, So I have heard the story of the Hippie Fiasco Rides Again, and it really it's another form of your freestyle magic that comes about by making poor decisions and turning them into something that's absolutely legendary and just resonates. And so I really am intrigued by how. So your producers, your co-producers, how many of your co-producers have you actually met in person?
Most of them.
Nice.
Most of them.
So that's what I was envisioning because everybody's, I'm new to this fiasco, the Great America. I came on, as the first folk singer, first hype man for a folk singer with Willie T.
Right.
That's how I was introduced to it was the original American Idol. That was like that's when it came about. It was that night.
Yeah, you two dubbed me that.
Yep, exactly. And then one of your buddies, one of your puppet buddies, did an American Night Owl like logo like within 5 minutes.
Within
after.
5 minutes, and then 5 minutes after that, we had a Western Hangover logo too, and they were both on the screen. Western Hangover and American Night Owl.
I really am impressed with the level of musicianship that was submitted by all of these folks who I've never met, but in this Discord chat, and how receptive you were to every idea, and allowing, and really truly allowing the court to kind of yay or nay something, and going with public opinion. That was really that must be difficult to do as an artist, because the songwriting process is such a deep experience, and to like open up your songs for other folks, that's it must be hard to do that. So how did you really determine what you were really going to, were you just leading everybody on and just like had your decision, your mind made up what you were going to use, or did you really entertained everything? Because it really seemed like you were entertaining every single piece.
Well, absolutely. You sort of have to when you open up yourself to that kind of a project. But the one thing that I did, I was a little more stern this time than I was originally, because the first Hippie Fiasco record was way deeper. We had like over 300 parts submitted, and there was a part of me that wanted to figure out a way to use at least part of every one. But this time, because I just gotten done doing a whole record with my friend producing me, Brian Elijah Smith, who's a really genius producer, and watching him work, and I learned so much. He's like my sensei, and just watching him, the way he worked and the way he mixed and how ruthless he was and how quick he was to decide, like, no, that doesn't work, bam, gone. Like if it didn't work immediately, then it wasn't even worth exploring. And so I brought some of that vibe to this record, where I was going to be completely open to every part I got, but at the same time get rid of it immediately if I didn't like it. I wasn't going to try to force myself to make things work. But even though I was completely prepared and committed to be that presence, it didn't happen very often. Almost all the stuff we got was gold, so that made it a lot easier on that front.
It's pretty amazing. It's funny because I just got a text from my wife: make the baby a bottle. So because
make that baby a bottle.
Baby. Yeah, so I'm making a baby a bottle as I'm interviewing the great American Night Owl here, and I would like to say that the songs were really like such a diversity. Like the songwriting styles changed, even very. It was like almost like this. It was almost like the closet was full, and you were able to just pull pieces out of the closet and just throw together a nice Sunday outfit. It was like, it's just there was this pile of stuff, and you're like, oh, here I go. I'm off to to my sister's bat mitzvah.
But somehow you made it work.
Dude, it was really like I'm gonna be like straight up with you. Like, there was songs that I wasn't too keen on, and they're my favorite songs now. Like
that's a good sign.
Like, I really was like, oh yeah, that's. But the magic that really happened, on each and every track, and you really spent that time. Like, was there certain songs that you wanted to focus on more on because was every song just like a baby that you were treating the same as any other child?
Yeah, I think the latter.
Nice.
I wanted them all to make it, but at the same time, I was assuming, a few of them wouldn't make it to the final to the finish line. So I always had that I was always mentally prepared as like, well, we got 14 songs here. We'll probably end up with 10. That's a good solid record. But one by one, they each kept pulling on up and holding their own. And 14 songs are on the thing now. So
Yeah, I remember like you played this ballad for us, and it wasn't on the record, and I was like, dude, that's a song.
I don't think that song would be on the record if you hadn't been listening that night and said what you said, and it was your advocating for that song to be on the record that made it happen.
That song just proves the magic of the process that you took on, you know, and I feel the same way about like the tuba, you know, the whole tuba fiasco.
Tuba or not tuba? That was the question. Man, Arno was an amazing ringer in the Vision. I had no idea. I didn't reach out to him. It was all of his own volition, and he started sending those tracks in. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, now this is happening.
So how did you meet Arno? He's an interesting character. You know?
He's such an interesting character on Jam Cruise.
So the Jam Cruise. This is something that also I've heard about. This is from the Jam Base folks that they throw this and they let you.
It's not Jam Base.
No, it's not the. Who is it? Well, yeah. So I'm coming off of.
But yeah, same scene, definitely. You know, it's a festival on a boat that happens once a year. A festival on a cruise ship.
How did you get selected to be the curator? Because I understand you're the curator of the Jam Cruise.
Well, no, the only thing I'm the curator of is a little place called The Spot. And
all right.
That's another long story, but for 10 years, basically the first time I was ever on Jam Cruise, I took Brian Elijah Smith with me, and we ended up basically busking in this one spot every night. And by the end of the boat, that little thing became such a scene that for the next 10 years, I was hired to host The Spot. I basically created a venue at a festival.
So were you performing on the boat, or were you actually just attending?
No, I would bring musician friends with me, and
I mean, the first when that busking happened, were you actually performing, or were you just there?
Yeah, I was actually performing. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It was actually during Hippie Fiasco, or right after that. I remember Chad and Liz were with me. We had the banner, Hippie Fiasco banner with us, and all. So I was riding high on all that energy, and Brian was young and just eager. And so like the first night, we're like, well, let's go busk down on the you know, where people could smoke outside the jam room outside on the boat, and we played there all night that night. And then the next night, Brian looks at me at about midnight and goes, well, should we go to The Spot? And
The Spot.
And that was the birth of The Spot. And then
The Spot.
And it was actually, I mean, the next step in that story real quick is the next year, it just so happened that my band, Surprise Me Mr. Davis, got invited to be on the boat. So it wasn't really after the first year that The Spot was like, oh, we got to do this every year. But the second year, my band was playing Jam Cruise, and Brad Barr, and Andrew and a couple people, they actually. I was like, last year, Brian and I played in the same spot every night, all night. I'm going to do it again this year. You guys, whenever you can, come help me out. And they were heroes of mine because they.
So were they in your band? Were they in your band also?
Yeah, they're in my band. Yeah, but
they were okay. Cool.
Yeah. Brad Barr and Andrew Barr and Mark Friedman, Marco Benevento.
Yeah, the Barr brothers are amazing. And
yeah,
it's really.
But it was really
I'll let
Brad.
You finish, but I want to ask you about them a little bit.
But it was really, you know, Brad and Andrew quite a bit, but definitely Brad. Like they didn't let. I wasn't alone out there as much as I thought I was going to be. They really rose up and like, all right, let's help Nathan with his little vision here for this spot, because it was definitely something else going on. Because it was just such a magic thing, and so much magic happened. And then after that, for the next 7, 8 years. Every Jam Cruise since then has funded me to bring some musicians and hang out at the spot.
Really, yeah, I've been jealous actually of not being on the jam cruise, because I'm like, I see all my friends there, and I'm like, wow, what an experience they're having here, and I really didn't have the whole story. I've actually never been on a cruise, if I can,
That's the only one I'd
frank
ever
with
been
you.
on.
Yeah. So I want to ask you about Brad Barr, because you introduced me to his music, and really he's such a talented, and his uh just his delivery is so, like, it's so genuine, and
It's uncanny,
he's like
for sure.
he's one of those great folk singers that, or just artists, just artists that really has this genius about him, that I mean, as an artist myself, I recognize, like, that in these folks, and you, I more see like you as the working man's genius, like you
Oh yeah,
you don't come across as this beautiful, like, brilliant talent. But when you dig in, you're like, this guy's more fucking genius than anybody that I'm fucking looking at. But like Brad Barr is he's got this level of just raw, crisp at the same. It's just everything he touches just happens to just elevate. And
oh, that's a good way to put it.
Guy?
That's a good way to put it. I mean, I met them a long time ago at this point, and at High Sierra Music Festival, the great crossroads of my life. My band was playing the festival, and the Slip, their band was called the Slip back in the day. Legendary band, unbelievable band. And when I saw them, I'd never seen anything like it. I'd never, and it hit me harder than anything I heard that weekend. So I made a point of being sure to introduce myself and tell them that. And it just so happened that they saw the Musement and really liked that too. So that's the way bands connected back then. It's like, well, then you start keeping an eye out for each other on the road. Whenever you're going to cross paths, you try to hook up, hang out,
totally.
and we just.
Hey, I'm going on tour. Who should I talk to in this town?
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely get that.
And we just hit it off and connected in a really nice way, and that's all there is to that.
I remember some sort of story about, like, you were like doing merch table or something like that for the Slip. Was it?
Yeah, that was probably like 2 years later after I first met them. My band broke up, the Musement broke up, and so I called my new friend Brad, and I was like, after a few months of being back in Virginia and not knowing what to do, I was going crazy. So I was talking to Brad and being like, I'm going crazy here. And he's like, well, we're about to do like a 2-month tour, and we need a merch guy. And I was like, I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your guy.
I will do that. That sounds way better than just being a lump on a log here in Virginia. And so I went out and I was their merch guy, and it was one of the great adventures of my life. I wrote so many songs on that trip and got up on stage with them for the first times, because then that basically went on to become Surprise Me, Mr. Davis, as all three members of the Slip, the bass players in the Slip too, plus Marco. And so that was the original versions of all that. And yeah, the first time I ever got on stage with the Slip to join them, I was their merch guy, and they hammed it up like I'd never been on stage before, kind of thing, like getting the crowd going. Like if you encourage
Give this guy
him,
a little encouragement.
Yep. And next thing you know, I'm up there singing "Moving" by Lovin' and ranting about revolution and stuff.
Oh, that's great. You truly are a hippie, if you ask
Classic.
me.
Yeah, just classic.
So.
But I just want to reiterate that I am a completely, I 100% agree with everything you said about Brad. I think he's a really unique,
oh yeah, right. I mean,
really unique talent. I've never met anybody like him on certain levels that I'll never comprehend. It's It feels like a Mozart level kind of like.
No, I fully get it, man. I mean, like,
Because it's not just that he can do whatever he imagines immediately. Which is to me amazing. Like whatever he thinks of, whatever he hears in his head, he can play it immediately without even thinking about it. But then the next step further is what he thinks of is
right.
Another level.
And that's the true. Yeah, no, that's the true level. Like, I mean, that's
And
how
he,
I like.
I love that. I love the way you said it. That he elevates, which all professional musicians tend to do, but definitely like all three members of the Slip are pretty.
It's different with him because it's not it's never forced, and it's almost like you're doing him a favor and letting him elevate your music when he does it. It's so amazing, like the way he like brings it onto you. It's like it's really he's so humble and like really just a classic like example of genius in a musical sense, but also in a social sense. Like his how he comes off as a person is just as like brilliant as his musical talent. He really has a demeanor about him that is like I want to be you when I grow up.
Right. I can relate to that. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I really, and then what about Les? Where'd you meet Les? Because Les
Lex
is pretty,
with an X.
Lex. I'm sorry. Like Lex is like so this is how new I am to this whole fiasco, right? And so yeah, Lex is a pretty like important part of your production. Like what you do, like rounding out. Like he does all the things you don't, basically.
Right.
Like,
That's so true.
You can do so much, and he's like the left hand that it's almost like you're a one arm man, and you can't do the trick without the other arm. And there he is.
It's true. It's pretty magic.
So where'd you meet this guy?
At a block party 3 blocks from here.
And where's he?
So check this out. Stanton, Virginia. This is my hometown. My grandmom went to the same high school I did.
I heard that in the train song. So it was
right,
very close to home.
Good old Stanton, Virginia. And so my wife and I go to a block party a few blocks away that they have every year, and we're sitting there eating a sandwich or whatever it is, and this guy walks up to me and he's like, "Sorry, but are you Nathan Moore?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." He was like,
"Was that? Wait a second. Was that your first famous moment?"
No, well, no. I was mistaken for John Schneider once from the Dukes of Hazzard. That was about 30 years ago, though. So my second. It was my second. And so he and his wife and 2 kids had just moved to Stanton a few months before from Virginia Beach. And he is a bass player, but he is also a really big Slip fan, the Slip. He was a huge The Slip fan. And he was at a show in Virginia Beach where the Slip was playing. And then after their set break, they came back in suits with this guy with blonde hair and did a Surprise Me, Mr. Davis set. So I was, because I live in Virginia, they were playing Virginia Beach. I went down to hang out with them. They're like, "Bring your suit, let's do a set." And so we did a surprise set at a Slip show, and Lex was in the crowd. And so then he moved to Stanton, and apparently for a while he was like a bass player and hadn't found anybody to play with, and was like, "I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it in this town." And his wife was like, "Well, let's go to this block party," or something, and it was really sweet.
What's his wife's name?
Corey.
So Corey kind of really like is the true magic in your friendship. So like.
Yeah,
she's that ingredient that it would have been impossible without her.
It's cool. Them as a couple are definitely a couple of our dearest friends. My wife and I.
And how about your partner? How about your partner? How does your lady, like, how does she put up with you? Like Being
How could you
being
not?
like being the American Night Owl. Being the American Night Owl is like it's a rough job.
I was the American Night Owl before I did it on YouTube. So
Yeah, me
I'm not keeping different hours for sake of the show. You know, I've been at for some I don't know what it is, but apparently there are a lot of people like me in the world. But that night owl is an actual thing. It's a phenomenon. But I've been that way since I was a kid. I used to fall asleep in school all the time because I stayed up all night the night before. But it started when I was a kid. And it just has always been that way. I've always been up after everybody goes to bed.
So the submissions that we heard. I mean, do you know how many different? I didn't look at the credits. How many different musicians contributed to your record?
There's a list on the website, but I can't completely.
All right,
I never
check that out,
counted.
but-
Yeah, I never counted.
Yeah, but can you give me just for now? Can you give
It's
me a
not.
rough estimate to
It's
just
not
roll?
crazy. I would say what, like 20?
That's not crazy, but it's. I will say that so the name of the record came from your backups, the singers that I mean that name I heard. Give us the name of the record.
It's Holler and Hope.
Yeah, so Holler and Hope. So literally, I wanted to take that. I wanted to start a band called Holler and Hope because I was like, that is the best fucking band name.
I
Like,
could see that
I
band.
was literally like, oh my god, I'm gonna go see that band. Like that, Holler and Hope is.
Yeah, if Holler and Hope was coming to town, I would be like, well, we should go see that.
Right?
I wouldn't even have
Yeah,
to
so I
research
was
it.
definitely like, dude, I'm breaking up with my band and I'm restarting as Holler and Hope. But no, so it came from your backup, your your harmonies. They call themselves Holler and Hope. What was that?
No. That's a line from the next to the last song. And Magpie was actually in the chat and heard that line from the song and said, "Oh, that would be a good name for an album or something, or the name for the song." And so I immediately renamed the song Holler and Hope because it didn't even have a title in the first place. It was just called Sweet Song. It was like a working title.
God, that's great. Like,
And so-
Magpie.
Yeah.
I just like everybody clap your hands right now. Magpie, even your plants, like come on. That's pretty amazing. like that, and that's another example of the magic that happened in this true like it was just unscripted completely. Like to the point where you didn't even know which songs were gonna make the record. You know, just knew you were going into this. And what was the time? Because I came in at the last 3 weeks or 2 or 3, I don't know. But what was the you had a deadline and you had to meet it.
Yeah,
Where'd that come from?
I mean, it was only like 3 weeks from the moment we said there's a deadline.
Yeah, so I think I came in the last. I don't know. It was probably the last.
What I'm saying is you came in sort of early on, to a certain extent.
But I know that
we hadn't
how early on it was.
Yeah, we hadn't been going for a long time before you caught on. It was still pretty
really
fresh.
Cool. My first moment was bad clown. You know, bad time to be a clown. I was like, yeah, Nathan. I think you should maybe that whistle, man. It's not working. Maybe run that through an auto tune, and you did it, and it worked, and you were like, all right, dude. You're starting off on a good note.
Yeah. Well, I'll pay attention to what this guy says next.
Yeah, and that was really cool.
And that filter happened a few times. You know, there's some people that would, send me up the wrong tree or whatever, and so the next time they had an idea, I would take it with a little bit more of a grain of salt. Whereas, if someone helped me land a plane or whatever, I'd be a little bit more E.F. Hutton about the next thing they said.
No, I know. I definitely sent you down a rabbit hole or two. So I
Oh,
can't
you
like,
did. Don't think I forgot
you know.
that.
Oh yeah, but I will tell you though, the that note like was that guitar solo was so amazing, and that like that one peak was just like like jolting that I thought it might be a good idea to put a little delay on it and let it go out. It was an idea, and that's the kind of artist that that I am.
Hey, you gotta
I'm
be
very free
you gotta
form.
be willing to try those things and see what happens. And they definitely don't
And I
all work
really
out.
appreciate that
But
about you. I think that
it's not
you
wasted
really did
time.
do that. Yeah, I was amazed at how close you were to like like every song came together right at the perfect time. Like it, it was like when you went to mix down, you're like, oh, I don't know, man, if I'm gonna make it, and then you like you mix down like 6 songs in in a matter of 6 hours, which to me is like incredible, to like actually do that kind of work. And some you like spent like 2 hours on, and the other ones were like, oh, we're gonna bounce this, like let's
Right,
go.
right, right.
And it was
It
really
was pretty exciting in that way, and it was like over the span of days, but it was actually like a race to the finish line, and it was pretty exciting as the pieces fell actually into place over that. I remember exactly what you're talking about. Like God,
yeah. I mean,
after the
I
first two songs,
remember.
you're like, at this pace, there's no way we're gonna
Oh,
make it. But then like songs would fall into place just at the right
I
pace
remember
for us to
that day two.
finish.
I remember day two. Day two. You had like you're like, oh, I got half the record done now, like because you did like 6 or 7 songs in like day two, and it was like
Yeah.
I was like that was pretty awesome to see because I remember we'd spent because I was there on the mix down for a lot of those songs, and I remember we had spent some really good time like putting
Oh, we brought the
energy into
sun
those,
up
and
like
maybe
three
not in
nights in
other
a row.
songs, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was really cool, and I even I had musician friends of mine who you don't even know, who don't know you, just get the tracks and throw down, some stuff and they're, now paying attention to what's going on, and it's really cool to see, like my friend Shane Kalbach, he played fiddle on a couple songs, and I mean this guy is like, he's in a really cool bluegrass band out here in Stockton, and he's not able to
I gotta
play
reach
because
out to him.
dude, I just want to let you know, like that guy did that at home with his daughters. Like he just put them to sleep, and he's like, I don't know if they're asleep yet, but I got to get this out. And he like put it down, and he's like, I'm not sure. And he really wanted to do this another take of, which I thought like the other song, that well not the bluegrassy one, but
You
the other
got
one that
this?
he did. Yeah, because what he was just trying to copy the synth, and he was kind of disappointed because I was like, the cutoff, there's a cutoff, and you missed, like, and if it's not in tonight, then it's not going to happen. And I'm like, just don't worry about it. But he was kind of like, so you leave everybody wanting more. So when's the next record coming out? When are we
Yeah,
gonna
let's
this
do it again. Let's do it
Yeah,
again.
when's this going to happen?
I don't know.
I mean,
After
really, it's
after the
something that's
Holler and
missing
Hope
from my
World
life.
Tour.
Holy shit, man. I'm like, really, Nathan Moore, I really want to applaud you for, I haven't felt like this about an experience like in so long. This is really, to me, it's really, really touched me. And,
I can't tell if you froze or if you're thinking. Whoa.
a whole new understanding, like vision for life, like of me as an artist, like how you incorporated so many beautiful people, and I have so many beautiful artists in my life as well, and I just it's so endless now. Like I really have like I think there's like you did this 10 years ago, and this is the first time I've seen it. So I like to see what you did 3 years ago, because maybe this is something that we can, do in another 5 years together.
Yeah, yeah,
I,
absolutely.
but really, I think you might want to do something like this on a regular basis, because it's really sticky. It really, like, including me, including your, like, these, I really respect a lot of these folks that gave opinions, because when they said stuff, I was like, yes, exactly. That's what I was trying to say in my head, right? And um, there's these folks that I don't want to I don't want to pick anybody out, like, right now, but I will say Brian, like really has a freaking ear. That guy's
Oh
got,
yeah, he's a pro.
oh my God, like his ear is solid.
He knows way
And
more about this
I
stuff
would
than
let
I
that guy
do.
produce a record any day of the week. I would let that guy produce a record, because he really, everything he said, I was like, yes, like, yeah, that's right.
I mean, one of the reasons I'm so open to that process happening the way it happened is because I am nowhere near what I would call an actual engineer yet. I'm still learning, and I have a lot of respect for the actual craft. Every record, I made a lot of records with my bands, The Amusement and Surprise Me, Mr. Davis, and Solo and stuff. And for years and years, we'd go into studios, with an engineer, and I have such respect for them. I wish I'd paid so much more attention back then, because I didn't care at all. When I went in and made records, they did the magic with all the knobs and stuff, and we just, poured our hearts into the microphones. And it wasn't until like the last, 7 years when I started touring less and spent more time at home and started getting gear at home, and I'm like, oh man. And it hit me. I was like, if I could learn how to make records, I'm set, because I can write songs forever. I can, I'm a very prolific writer. So this dream just came to me of like, man, if I could make professional records, I would just be in heaven, because and so I set out on this journey to try to learn how to record, and it has been a tough one. Actually, making that record with Brian was the first time I realized I wish I'd had people teaching me hands-on more along the way, because I was in here by myself trying to learn all this stuff and watching YouTubes and reading books and trying and recording, but I never had anybody to slap my hand, and I was making so many mistakes that were keeping me from understanding so much crucial stuff for years. And so I still feel like, I'm in the midst, it's like I'm in school. So, when people are on, when Brian comes in here, I know that he knows so many things I don't, because he actually trained to be an engineer. And
he is. Okay, that makes sense. Because really, like what he said, like he was very specific. And like that's how I listen to music. Like when I listen to, I try to be very specific about the diet, like try and explain and articulate what I'm hearing needs to be, or is off, and like he was right, like he would send stuff right, like as I'm typing, he's like right there, and I really felt really like he's one of the people I really felt super in sync with. And who is Brian? Who is this Brian?
I don't know if he's from Stanton, but he used to live in Stanton, and now he's down in North Carolina. I'd see him in the local music scene, and he actually recorded a show I did at a Mexican restaurant here in town years and years ago. But I don't know him that well, but
really,
I know he's a hell of a guy.
Dude, that guy, seriously, there's I only know people by their screen names. There's like a few that are really, like, everybody actually, their opinions are all like I love how you incorporated everybody's ideas into it, and harmony, like so many different harmonies and so many different like contribution. Like you even had My Baby Crying. Like you even played that like on the show. I mean, it was faded out way at the tail, and I'm not bitter about it. Don't worry. Like, but my boy might be bitter about it when he's older. But I tell you, but he's
Are you
probably
the man that cut me
youngest
out of
person
that?
on a record this year.
What's that? Say
I said he's probably the youngest person to actually be on a record. The youngest
yeah,
performer.
yeah, I'd say that's quite a feat.
So, but I really like this community that you have surrounding you. This is an infectious like process that you did, and I would say like as me, like it kept me coming back. And now that the record's gone, like I'm like look, and I'm jonesing for it.
Right.
It really is something special, and I almost feel like there should be a regular project that we're all working on together, and that you're facilitating, even if you're not like if you didn't write like a song.
Well, there's also
let's do
singles.
this. That's what I'm saying. Let's just like you should do a monthly single, and I will say you're like your songwriting style really appeals to me, because you're not so literal. You know, you're not a literal. Like to me, songwriting it can go different ways. If you're literal, then you better tell a story and like really be like really tell me a story. But you're very visual. You're like you really paint a picture, you know, in your lyrics, and you're really abstract. You're kind of like you're like the lyrical version of Frank Zappa's guitar, you know, like that's just like whoa.
I love that.
Come from? He like broke, you know, and not to the like Tom Waits, you know, where like Tom Waits like is just like, you know, he goes off in a tangent and where you know in a whole nother direction. And I love Tom. Like he's like one of my favorite songs. But I put you in that like category with you know like the abstract, the real artist that breaks the rules and makes the magic. You know, and that's kind of what I see you as is like you know, being a magician, you know.
That
you're
helps.
a magician in music and in your songwriting and in your like I consider like you to be a social genius. Like you really are a social genius. And I think that you have something there with this the co-producers, you know, and you might want to like just have a regular session called the co-producers where you know maybe you don't do it every night, but you're like, hey, every Thursday night or every Tuesday night the co-producers will be on and we're gonna work on this song, you know, and it might be
not a bad idea.
No, it really like it's sticky. Like I would say that whole process to me, it really inspired me. And like, look, man, I talked. Everybody you don't know, but I actually talked to Nathan probably more than he wants me to, asking him about all these things because now I'm like I want to record and be able to like do this. I have 50 songs and I want to record right now, so I've been buying all this, you know, gear and asking him all these questions, and that's how much it inspired me. It really took it to another level for me, and I can't thank you any more like than like really.
You are so very welcome.
We just all are. We're all sitting here twiddling our thumbs, man. And then here we are at fucking 4 a.m, man. We're like 4 a.m, and we're like sitting here, like collaborating, and in the energy. Like my wife doesn't like it, but look, man. Like I told her when I got married, I told her, I said, look, you can always be. You're always invited to be next to me anywhere I am, but you can never tell me where I can't be. And I'm with the Great American Night Owl right now. I'm working this out.
Come hang out.
So, yeah, dude. I just want to say like this this whole experience for me, I don't want it to stop. So you're an inspiration, and um, the folks the folks that you brought into my life, like Brad Barr and you know, like Brian and Lex, and I mean, like, really special people. And we met like because of my, like, Willie T is one of my best friends, right? And this guy, he adores you. Like, he really, like, you and him met at Strawberry Music Festival?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
While I was on
Yeah,
Hippie Fiasco tour.
Like, that's just, he told me, he's like, yeah, dude, somebody told me, like, you got to meet this guy.
You know what Willie did the night he met me?
What's that?
Played on the record I was making in my cabin. In my cabin.
I mean,
he played harmonica on Trying to Catch Me a Jesus in a cabin at the Strawberry Music Festival the night I met him.
So the way I heard it is Willie gave up a threesome to do that.
True story. Yep.
He's like, actually, ladies, I'm gonna go with Nathan Moore and play some music. And that's what I mean. That like you are. And Will. So for me, Will Taylor is one of the best songwriters of our generation, if
Hear,
any
hear.
generation. Like, he
Hear, hear.
literally, like, he speaks to me more than, you know, a lot of people.
He's next level. He's
say
on
Towns or
another level.
Dylan or Towns or this, but like, he speaks to me harder. He hits me harder than anybody's ever hit me in his songwriting. You know,
Yeah.
and his gift for melody, right? That's that thing, is like the melody. Like, you could have great lyrics and great music, but if you don't have a melody to link them, then you don't really have something that people are going to remember. And I really, like, that's a gift, and you have that gift too. Like, you really have a melody, like, lock in. And do you what's your songwriting process? Like, do you do that like daily?
I tell you, I mean, when first time I hear, you know, somebody, Willie's another one that I with you 100%. I feel like a fraud when I listen to Willie T. Taylor. Just like, oh my goodness.
God,
That's
tell me about it,
that's the real deal right there, folks. That's the real deal.
God, bro. So I was watching this this video on YouTube the other day. It was this guy's reaction. He was like, he doesn't know the artist, and people send stuff in, and he listens to it on YouTube live, and then he does a live reaction to it, and his reaction to it made me cry.
Did there's a Willie T. Taylor reaction video on YouTube?
Yeah, it's a reaction video of,
what? To what song?
Yeah, it's amazing. It was You Found Me, which totally is one of, so like, You Found Me is, if people don't know, is a song that is, like, I think it might be written about a dog. I'm not sure, because that's how Will is, right? He'll find something and he'll lock onto it. But it's a song, like, that didn't mean as much. Like, once I met this girl, and I was like, oh my God, that song now is hourly. That's who, like, You Found Me. Like, when I was at the lowest point of my life, you were able to see me and pull me into, like, recognize me. And yeah, and so when this guy's reaction to the song, like, was so genuine and so honest, and like, literally, like, I actually teared up listening to this guy's reaction.
Oh, I love that. I can't wait to see this. I didn't even know that it existed. I love a good reaction video, and that's.
Oh, it was good. I mean, just he would stop and he's like, look, I'm 30 seconds into this freaking song, and I'm telling you already, like, this has so much emotion, and it, like, I don't know, like I can tell you who it is if I look it up, but it's You
Probably
Found Me. Just type in You Found Me reaction video. Maybe
that's exactly it.
Like,
God, should we just do this? Let's.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Let's watch it.
It's pretty special. Like I like probably 3 minutes in was like yeah, dude, you're seeing this.
I'm working on a new camera angle for us.
Willie T. Taylor, You Found Me, reaction. That should probably bring it up.
So actually, I should open it
I'll
up.
search it. I don't know how many people are still with us, but I'm telling you, like,
my computer might get mad at me for opening Google, but let's just do this. Let's try it.
my computer might get mad at me. That's another thing Nathan taught me, is that to create magic, you have to take risks, and sometimes your computer might get mad at you and shut down. But if you don't go with it, you might never get.
You know, if there's no risk involved, what's the magic gonna be?
Well, that's exactly it. If you make the right decision or the smart decision, you're never gonna have magic. You can only do it by fucking up a bunch of times, and then turning one of those, you know, into something beautiful.
All right, here it is.
Oh, you found it. Cool.
Yep.
Let's watch this.
All right, so you probably won't be able to watch it with us.
No, it's all right. You know, what I can do is I can watch it with you because I have my laptop right here. So I'll just I'll mute you, or you can mute me. How about you mute me?
All right, yeah, I'll mute you.
Then I don't have to do anything.
All right, so you're muted now. I'll come back to you after the video's over.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel Rockin' the Country. I'm Don. I'm doing a subscriber request today, which is what I'm used to do. And just for the new people, this genre isn't entirely new to me. When I say this genre, I mean more traditional, red dirt, outlaw. When I started the channel, I started doing reactions and reviews of Nashville country, predominantly Nashville artists. And then you guys started to request off the beaten track stuff. And I started listening more to it, and I wasn't entirely unfamiliar with it because I actually cut my teeth on Merle and Alan Jackson. And then an Australian artist, Cherie Austin, you might have heard of her as well. And so these were more traditional sounding artists. So when you started to request, you know, Tyler Childers and, you know, Turnpike Troubadours and folks like this, I'm like, man, I like this. And then, you know, some Western stuff like Chris Ledoux, and I'm like, and then we got into Coulter Wall, and I'm like, damn, I like this a lot. So I started going with it. So kind of what you're seeing on camera, well, not kind of, what you're seeing on camera is somebody who turned onto the genre right in front of your eyes. And so if there's certain things that seem to be discordant with somebody who would have a YouTube channel for this type of music, I'm putting it out there that, like, look, I don't know it all. Some of you folks, and I see in your comments, know a lot more than I do. You've been to some of these concerts. Maybe you grew up in Oklahoma. Maybe you're still there. Maybe Texas. Maybe Louisiana. Maybe Ohio and wherever. Alberta, Canada. But anyway, we're in this together. I'm sort of leading the charge here, but I'm taking your requests. And today I'm doing Willie T. Taylor. I've never heard of him, but I can tell you just by that middle name, T-E-A. I think that's how you would spell it, right? Willie T. Taylor.
Oh, wait.
This might just be fun. And the name of the song is You Found Me, and he's from Oakdale, California. So I don't know what...
Wait, I might have had the audio routed wrong. Were y'all not hearing that?
Yeah, I think you do.
Okay, I'm gonna have to mute you in Discord. All right, I'll see what I did wrong. Sorry, everybody. We got this. All right, you're muted in Discord now. Sorry, when I muted Ona, I muted YouTube as well. Sorry about that. So I'll just go back a little bit of his setup. Luckily, the song hadn't started yet, so you didn't miss anything yet.
Type of music, I'm putting it out there.
Oh, wait. Still not doing it.
Some of you folks, and I see in your comments, know a lot more than I do. I mean, you've been to some of these concerts. Maybe you grew up
There
in
it goes.
Oklahoma. Maybe you're still there. Maybe Texas. Maybe Louisiana. Maybe
I got you.
Ohio, and wherever. Alberta, Canada. But anyway, we're in this together. I'm sort of leading the charge here, but I'm taking your requests. And today I'm doing Willie T. Taylor. I've never heard of him, but I can tell you just by that middle name, T-E-A. I think that's how you would spell it, right? Willie T. Taylor. This might just be fun. And the name of the song is You Found Me, and he's from Oakdale, California. So I don't know where Oakdale is actually in California, and I've spent quite a bit of time out there, but mostly all along the coast. You know, from Half Moon Bay up near San Francisco on down to Laguna Beach and Laguna Niguel, Santa Barbara, Malibu, all these places up and down the coast. Carmel, Monterey, yada, yada, yada. But this is requested by Justin Schumann. So Justin, shout out to you, my friend. And let's hit this bad boy. I actually am going to be doing reactions to 2 of Willie's songs, but not right in a row. I'm going to do one today, and then assuming it doesn't get blocked, and then in a few days I'm going to be doing another one. Sometimes I'm like, man, this cat is so interesting, I might just have to do it. And as another point of reference, when I don't know an artist, what I'll do is and you recommend one, and I go online to check out what the song is that you requested. I'll typically listen to about 2 to 3 seconds of it just to make sure that it's got that country sound, right? Because I learned my lesson the hard way. Somebody had requested over a year ago, and I did the reaction to a Sam Hunt song. And I didn't check it out, and I learned my lesson because that wasn't even a country song. And you just liked the song, whoever it was who requested it, and I did it. So now I make sure, and by virtue of just checking those 2 or 3 seconds, sometimes I'm like, oh, this dude or this girl or this band, whatever, is seriously interesting. So I'm going to be doing another Willie T song in a few days as well. Here we go.
Finally moved in.
It's a great old house. Good bones, wraparound porch.
Commercial. I better mute that. I'll probably get a copyright strike for the commercial. All right, here we go.
Hello, friends. I'm Willie T. Taylor, and this song is called You Found Me.
Got a quasi-ZZ Top look, except it's a red beard.
I know what it's like in a lonely home. Days are fast and nights are long. Fall asleep with the lights on. Dreams of love, they fight the dawn.
Good Lord, hold on. That, Jesus. I didn't expect that quickly. That kind of emotion brought just that simply. I mean, man, rarely do you get hit in any genre. And I grew up as a rock fan, and then I got into punk, and then I got into some, the Nashville country. You don't get hit in the face with humanity the way you do in this genre. Holy smokes, man. I'm like recovering from what he just said. I can relate to it too. Maybe that's why.
Only you knew where to find me.
Wow.
There are lots of trips into town,
There are lots of booze I try to drown. Got friends that keep me up from down, but no one to put my arms around. And you, only you knew where to find me.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What are we, a minute into this thing? I'm looking at this guy, and I love seeing the videos instead of just hearing the audio. But I'm thinking, this might be the type of man that a lot of people would pass by. Like you're filling up your car at a gas station, and he's next to you, or you're just passing in a convenience store, whatever. And you might get these thoughts like, you know, who's that guy? Just another dude, you know? And, you know, maybe because he doesn't look the way you're used to seeing a person looking or whatever. I don't know. We all get our ideas, got our comfort levels. But to pass a guy like this by? Are you kidding me? This just anybody can bring you depth. Anybody can bring you humor. I'm speechless right now, aside from all the words I'm saying.
I try to read to fall asleep. Guess that's why I always drink, just so I don't have to think about my dirty dishes in the sink. And you, only you knew where to find me. It was you, only you knew where to find me.
Another ad for a desk. You can get this. Oh, wait, there's a lizard on it. It's still an ad for a desk, I assume. He's saying, would you like the desk I'm standing on? You, too, could have this desk.
Good God, man. And lots of thoughts flood my mind when listening to songs, which is partly how on a first listen I'll miss some lyrics and stuff. I didn't miss many of these lyrics though, but one of the thoughts that popped into my mind toward the end is like, man, if this kind of music was on the radio, I mean, would it change the way kids grow up? Would it change the way we view things? Because this is a less stressful form. This isn't aggressive and in your face. This is a song of acknowledgement, you know? It's a song of love. It's a song of recognition that the world goes on without me in ways, and yet you knew where to find me. You know, I was suffering with intense loneliness, as emblematized, I guess, or represented by, you know, sleeping with the lights on, trying to read to fall asleep, drinking, dirty dishes in the sink, the common parts that we can, almost all of us, identify in life. But it's how he saw his life, and then she stepped in and found him. He didn't say anything about her other than you. But the way he inflected, man, dude, Justin, what a recommendation. I got to rate this song. This is not a lightweight song. That That was artistic. That was brilliant. That was human. Shit. That right there is a 9.5. I mean, I wish I could lay out exactly my standards, but some of it's just feel, gut. I live each day in my life when I turn the camera off and I feel things and sense things, and I'm always thinking about stuff, about life. What does it mean? Where are we going? You know, theological, philosophical, psychological stuff. And then something like this comes along, penetrates all of it, and it's pure humanity. 9.5. Willie T. Taylor, you found me.
9.5.
You found me. And had the heart to do it. So that's it. Justin Schumann, thank you for that. I think you're the only one who would recommend it, and I don't know why. I know, well, I could see why, but what your connection, maybe you just know and love the music and figured I'd like it, and you were right, but maybe you could say what your fondness is for Willie T. Taylor. Did you go to high school together? You know, whatever. It could be anything. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. That's a song. Those who like pageantry, loudness and stuff, this isn't that. Wow. All right, that's it, guys. Have a great day. See you on another video. Keep rocking the country, and look out for the next Willie T. Taylor one that I'm doing in a few days. That's it. Have a great day.
Well, that was awesome. Glad we did that. I'm glad we did that.
I'll know when I'm there. I'm back, huh?
Yeah, you're back now.
All right, so that, like, it's really cool to watch somebody hear Willie T for the first time. That was, like, for me, that was a really cool experience, and it kind of it reminded me of those moments, those special moments that happen, like when I heard Brad Barr for the first time, you know, like. And I remember Willie T had actually told me about the Barr brothers, but I didn't hear him for the first time until he was on your show. And you know, because I'm a busy guy, and but those moments are so freaking beautiful. And I remember the first time I met you was actually at La Sierra Hoedown, and it was probably, I was on, you know, I don't know, I was up there with the girl from the crepe truck, and we were like hanging out, and Joe, like, it was like you and Will and Joe Kaplow, and it was one guitar, and it was just going, and we were like I got to play a song too, but we were all playing, like, just passing the guitar, like outside of the tent, just passing the guitar around.
Oh yeah, passing the guitar.
And yeah, dude, and those are the moments, you know, that really, that's I actually met you know Bart Budwig?
I don't know.
No, oh, you would love this guy, and I met him at that same High Sierra, and he's like an Oregon cat, really cool songwriter, and he's a special dude, and I remember like I was losing my voice. I had been up for fucking 3 days straight, you know. My band played on Friday, and I don't think I met you until maybe Saturday night, but it might have been Friday night. But but I'll tell you this: like those sunrises that happen, you know, the magical moments that happen in these sunrises at these festivals with these people you've never met before, that you'll never. They just carry with you, man. They make you want to go back every year, because it's like doing LSD for the first time. You know, you're just like, I gotta get that was so amazing. I want to get there again. And you go back to La Sierra Hoedown, and you just jam all night again. You go back to Jam Cruise to the spot, and you jam all night again. You know, and I want to record like a record again, or I'm like, what you did is that, like, it's like the sunrise at Lost Sierra Hoedown for me.
I love it. I love
That's
it.
how this record is.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So it's funny, while we were playing that reaction, Willie T texted me, and yeah, he's got the turkey buzzards are just showed up at his house, and I guess they're going to do some shows, and in the next month or so they're coming
Nice.
through. So if anybody doesn't know the turkey buzzards, they're from down Southern California, Morro Bay area, and it's Dylan and Eric, and these guys are like great, really great, like, people and musicians, and it's a bass player, guitar player, and Dylan writes great songs, and they recorded Willie T's next record that's coming up, and so I just recently moved to Oakdale. I've known Willie T for years and years, and he's moving away. He's moving to Michigan, and so I'm like torn up. Like, I'm like, shit, my only friend in the town. But my girl, like she saved my life. I was addicted to drugs and like, I was on a solo trip. I was on my solo trip, and she got me off. Like, she rooted me, grounded me, and we had a baby, and like saved my life. She saved my life, and so I'm in Oakdale, but like, my buddy Willie T was living here, but now he's moving away, so I'm like, I'm kind of devastated about, but hopefully the American Night Owl, can we can record some songs together and have a little fun, because I don't know, I really
Willie's gonna miss all y'all too.
Oh, I mean, we've had bets about how long he's gonna be gone, but damn, I didn't foresee it actually happening. I think I put money on never. He's not leaving,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's actually coming down to the wire, and he's got a baby coming too, and so we're pregnant. We have another baby coming too as well, and I don't know if
There's so many babies happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of
I just gained a nephew a few days ago, and I got another one on the way. Another nephew.
So my son, we're having another boy, and in August, and his name, I want to, my if she lets me, but I want to call him Tenor. I want his name to be Tenor.
Tenor?
Tenor, like the tenor singer.
Nice.
Like the harmony, like the third part, the three, because I've always had, like, I grew up, I grew up in an artistic family, but not musical, and I started at 18, I started playing music, and then when I found bluegrass, it really, like, hit home with me, but I was always like, I always was the lead singer, and I like singing the tenor. I would, like, going to bluegrass festivals, I would get looked at so, like, you don't even know, man. Like, the first bluegrass
festivals can be brutal.
Dude, the first bluegrass festival, my band, the Naked Bootleggers, we played, and I literally told this guy. He came up and he was like, "That ain't," and he was like,
right.
That's not bluegrass.
That's not bluegrass.
Even old time. That's like, we were jamming. I'm like, dude, I'm jamming with a fucking ukulele player. Will you get the, like, I'm gonna follow you back to your tent and paint, like, with a Sharpie, and when you go to sleep, I'm gonna paint a little Hitler mustache on your lip. Like, I was so like, I had no idea. It's like your first Dead show when you, like, somebody steps on your blanket and you're like, "What are you doing, walking all over my shit?"
Right.
And that's how, like, bluegrass was for me. And but then, but our mandolin player was, like, legendary in the bluegrass circle, and so when he saw that we were, like, he came up and apologized after our set. He's like, "I'm so sorry, I was such an asshole," that and he's a great, one of the great, but I'm just saying, the bluegrass Nazis, they kill, and that's actually
I know what
where
you're talking
Shane
about.
Kalbach. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I know what you're talking
That's
about.
where I met Shane, who played on your record, is at the same festival, and and I just remember, I don't know, man. I'm rambling at this point, so I really appreciate the process, and I know that songwriting is really special for you, but I would like to have at least have us as co-producers be able to maybe send you, maybe we could have like, hey, let's give you themes and we'll all vote on the theme, and then you take that theme and you have to write a song about that theme. You don't have to include us in the writing, but you write a song about that theme, and then we'll produce the record with, or the song with you, the single. It would be fun. It would, let's try it for.
Well, we'll throw that idea in the hat.
Yeah, in the hat. We could call that Tuesday nights in the hat.
But I'm typically a big fan of all the possibilities.
I really appreciate that about you, Nathan, and I
mean, and I definitely, I
was
was thinking that during the making the record, I was like, there's no reason at all that couldn't be a regular part of the show, something that we do often. It doesn't have to always be an album. I'm writing songs all the time. All this gear is just sitting here.
Honestly, the day of the album is pretty well over. It's what it is now. It's release a single and keep people like every month and keep people stuck to you, and I think like record an album, it's going to take you so long, but record a song, like we can do that every month. We can do a song every month.
We could do a song in a show.
I know that. Yeah, I know.
Maybe that'll be the next move. No, we'll just let everyone know well ahead of time, and maybe like put the lyrics and chord progression on social media. Oh, I lost you. And put it all on social media and say, on Thursday night we're gonna record this song, if you would want to play along. And so like right out of the gate, put it on the website. People can download it. It's a session. We're all in the studio at the same time cutting a demo.
Oh, I love it. I think that would really, like, it would give us something to do on a Tuesday night, where we're like, why not?
Have something to show for it at the end.
Special.
It is fun to have something to show for it at the end.
It's really cool. I would just, and it would be cool to like take a break from it and just know like, all right, and then everybody has like a week to like submit your tracks by, you say, hey, submit them by Friday to be on the Tuesday show, so you can weed through them or whatnot, or I don't know.
Right.
I mean, at this point we don't really have any submissions, so I can't. But I would like to say, as a co-producer, we might want to give you a little time. Like, no, there's no Monday night submissions.
First things first, though. We have to wait for Holler and Hope to get out on Spotify and everything, and do that push. I don't want to dilute those waters.
No, I really think that so I'm writing a story that's based on the inspiration that I've received from the process that you've engaged all of us in, and the community that surrounds you. And it's really about the magic. It's really about the magic, because that's really what you're about, is the magic. And like you are a true you're a true like sleight of hand. You're a true sleight of hand. You are like what you see. You think you're getting what you see, and then all of a sudden it's something that's grown. Like dude, you're an organism of this magic but you don't exist on your own. Like, you exist with this community that surrounds you, and it's insane. It's really insane. And so I'll share this with you folks, and I'm really happy to have a chance to interview you and talk to everybody. And thanks for having me on.
That was awesome. Thank you for doing it. It was wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Ona.
Yeah. It's been a fun time tonight. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
guys.
for sure. See you in there.
Love you, man.
Love you back. Very
right.
cool.
See you guys. Thanks.
Very cool. All right. Well, I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Got to find a leaving song. And let's see. What do I got queued up here? Oh, how about a little Surprise Me, Mr. Davis? American Night Owl. Notice Brad's playing bass. Mark Friedman's playing guitar.
I don't know the magic words. I don't have the magic wand. Here's my empty hand. Hold on, hold on, hold on. When I woke up this morning, that dream was on my mind. Beside me was a cigarette, floating in a glass of wine. I picked up my guitar, start strumming out of time. Could not find a reason. Could only find
Well, that was fun. All right, leaving song. I decided in honor of the conversation and Willie T. Taylor, I'm gonna do the leaving song on the tenor guitar that Willie T. gave me. I haven't pulled this thing out in a while. It's been a while. I don't know if this... I'm not even going to try the pickup. I'm not sure if that is still working. Look, as a matter of fact, it wasn't that long after meeting Willie T. Taylor that one night, as the sun was coming up, like Ona was talking about, that magic hour, Willie took his knife out and carved in the back of this tenor guitar and give it to me. Give it to me. It was one of those moments. Oh no, you can't. You can't. Oh really? Oh my God. Well, on my way to walk through the garden, while on my way I stopped in the city. Still wanna walk through that garden someday. Hope that garden will wait for me. I met a man who, looking at my hands, said he could tell I didn't work just by my fingers. I'd be proud to show him these hands now. It's funny how that memory lingers. Last night I heard the peepers by the pond and a train way off in the distance. Felt like I I was born and dreamt this whole life up in an instant. Fun show. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow night or soon. We'll see. Here's your poem.
I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky, and all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by, and the wheels kick and the wind's song and the white sails shaking, and a grey mist on the sea's face and a grey dawn breaking. I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day with the white clouds flying, and the flung spray and the blown spume and the seagulls crying. I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gull's way and the whale's way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. And all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long trick's over. I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky, and all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by, and the wheels kick and the wind's song and the white sails shaking, and a grey mist on the sea's face and a grey dawn breaking. I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day with the white clouds flying, and the flung spray and the blown spume and the seagulls crying. I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gull's way and the whale's way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. And all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long trick's over.